Welcome back to another workout. I've been out here for a while, just being lazy, frankly. It's not even really that hot. It says it's like 93, but it honestly doesn't feel that bad out here. And I'm only basing that assessment on the previous day when I was sitting out here recording the same kind of thing, and I was just getting sweaty already. I don't know why that is the case, but I have the shed doors kind of like half open. They just kind of blew closed like that, so I just kind of left them like that. The bugs aren't too bad, so we'll leave it like that, leave the fan on, and make sure that I'm not dying. But today the goal is to do some snatch balance plus overhead squat and some front squat plus jerk. I don't think I wrote down anything yet, but essentially the snatch balances will just be at 80 for just 3 sets of 1 plus 1, and the front squat plus jerk will be, I think it's at 100. It could be between 100 and 110. I'd have to double check what I have wrote down. Probably 100. That seems like a better number to do. But progress from those or do those and then essentially just be done. So today is kind of just a light session. I haven't done any sort of cardio or anything today because tomorrow is the quote-unquote like heavy day of the week. So just doing the classics together on one day and then some squatting and pulling as well. So it should be a pretty long workout tomorrow. But today is more technical. And this is the one that I originally had positioned in tomorrow's day slot and day 6 and then having that heavy day on today. But if you watch the last 2 workouts, you'll kind of see that I did quite a lot of volume and just movements in general on those 2 days. So it seemed to make more sense to have this be kind of like just accessories and not necessarily lighter because it will obviously progress like everything will throughout the weeks, but just having it be a more simplistic, quicker workout that is more drill work. I mean, the snatch, balance, overhead squat, that's a strength movement for the most part, and then the front squat plus jerk, that's just a general, strength movement as well as some extra work with the jerk specifically. Besides all that, I'm going to go test drive a car on Monday, or at least go see it, and so hopefully that works out. It's a Toyota Camry, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Toyota. See if I get a good deal on it. It seems like it's priced pretty well right now, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't need a car, but I am going to be going up to Columbus for that, so a little bit of driving on Monday, but I got nothing else to do in the summer, so might as well see if I can get a car. Besides that, not much else to do. I've wasted enough time out here, so time to get some training done.
Compares with yours, it's a different one. Candles lit, the shadow dances all around with them. We're fucking on a waist, let's take it slow. We're crashing on the I'm never done with this. And it's funny, but I know nobody takes for me when I go. Secret
for YouTube. That's telling YouTube that is a violation of my intellectual property. I'm going to take this motherfucker to court. Now YouTube, being part of the safe harbor provision, says, okay, I'm going to abide by any DMCA, I'll just take the video down. Now usually, and maybe reach a fraction of their financial success. That is something that I find incredibly predatory, criminal, and it should be called out. The best part about YouTube is self-policing. It really always is the scumbags who always call out any actual form of valid criticism.
Be taken down. He's afraid it has to be doxxed if he wants to counter the dispute. YouTube jumps in and says, well, you can also hire an attorney if you want to represent yourself. Well, yeah, this is business, right? People have a complaint against you. You can't just be a nobody and hide behind anonymity, right? One of the main reasons...
Okay? This is the most clear-cut fucking example of copyright abuse I have seen on the platform. I mean, this scumbag is openly admitting to it. Now, YouTube said, do not make false claims. Misuse of a removable web form, such as submitting false information, may result in
So pretty short and simple workout. Definitely felt pretty good. It was challenging. My chest is quite sore from the bench pressing yesterday, so I think this is actually a really good day to have. What I think I might change later in the weeks is to make a slower progression on this day for subsequent weeks, because I think having this day be lighter in general will be better. But I don't necessarily want to keep the weights exactly the same, even though this is kind of a lighter day in general, because I think it will be good to have a day where I'm doing overhead squats, essentially doubles in the overhead squats if you count the snatch balance as one, after doing bench press, to make sure that the mobility is not being lost if my chest is a bit sore, and to make sure everything is stretched out in that regard. Obviously, the benefits of just doing overhead work in general. And then just more so practicing the jerk. Like, I'm not really getting any stronger from doing a single front squat and a single jerk, but it's more so doing them together and then practicing the technique of it. So it's kind of I actually kind of really enjoyed this day. I know it was short, so mentally it was an easier day to do, which is good, because the last 2 days were definitely a lot more difficult. But I kind of like the structure of this day. So it's still something, it's like I could still theoretically go heavier on these two complexes. And I think it's a good one to kind of have in my back pocket if I want to start pushing them up. Then have practice with the weights, but I'm not worried about, these two exercises right now. It's more so like the snatch, balance, and overhead squat is to stretch out the shoulders and upper back and all of that stuff, for essentially just get into the positions of the bottom of snatch. And then for the front squat jerk, like I said, just practice the jerk a little bit. But I need to eat food. I am extremely hungry, and that's also kind of nice that it's a short session for that. But I think I'm going to go to the actual gym tomorrow, because it's going to be the heavy day of the week. So I'll be doing, I think, snatch triples, but we'll see what I'm able to push up to. If it's going to be 80, I might try to do a little bit more. I'm starting to get those urges to lift heavy, which is a good thing to have within any program. You want to have that motivation, be like, I want to go heavy, and not necessarily always hold yourself back. But if you're never having that feeling of like, I never want to ever touch a heavy weight ever again, it might mean that you're probably doing too much, or you're working too hard in whatever program or rep scheme that you're working through. So if you still have that inkling of like wanting to train and wanting to go heavy and wanting to push the numbers up, it means that, you could be lifting too light. There is that risk. But if you're doing enough work, like I believe that I've been doing this week, then that tells me that, I'm doing enough to elicit muscle changes, physiological changes, I think that's the word, but not wearing myself out from a cognitive standpoint. So keeping myself sharp in that regard, which is good. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. I don't know when my next training talk is going to be. Kind of just depends on the ideas, if I have any for them. And they'll come and go as I have ideas for them. And they may be more frequent or may be sparse, just depending on when I have them. But I have a studio out here essentially where I can sit and talk about stuff. So I'll make them when I have the inspiration for them. But that's it for this one. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and hope you all have a great day. Peace.